Well, hello. Thanks for coming back to check out another video. So, we are here today to sit down and talk about a 2-month update with my Pan That palette. Now, I guess technically it ends up being 2 months and some odd weeks because I really failed, dropped the ball on updating this at the beginning of September. I think by the time you guys see this video, it's going to be like September 13th-ish. And I'm filming this on like September 10th-ish. I don't know. I always leave my filming dates in the description box just in case you're ever curious. But yeah, I did contemplate on like skipping this update and not doing it, especially because I'm doing my palettes on the chopping block now, and that's kind of taking my full attention. But I did manage to make some really good progress on this palette during my absence, so I still wanted to come on here and update you guys, give you that 2-month update, and just show you what I was able to accomplish. So before I open this up and we get into the nitty-grittiness of it and we talk about it, I'm going to roll 2 clips for you guys. So the first clip that you're going to see is what this palette was looking like at the last update when we talked about it, and then it'll do a transition, and then the next clip that you'll see is what the palette is currently looking like. Okay, so now that you have seen the clips, I can open this palette up and we can talk about some of the nuances that have happened within the past month. In the description box, I will leave a full breakdown of how many times I used each shadow this month and how many total uses each shadow has since starting this project Pan, just to make it a little more like effortless and seamless, but I'll try to go over some of the shades that I can think of off the top of my head. So anyway, I first want to draw your attention to these 2 matte shades down here in the corner. Did manage to hit pan on 2 shadows. I have a soft goal of, while I'm working on this palette, until all the shadows have pan in it, trying to hit 1 new pan each month. So I'm really happy that I was able to hit 2 new pans. So the first one was Rock Copper, which is the more like lighter of the purple shades. This one has a little bit of grayness to it. I absolutely love it. I love pairing it with my ColourPop Super Shock Shadow birthday cake and just having like a really easy 2 eyeshadow look and going out the door. So with Rock Copper, I did use it 5 times this month. I think I used it 5 times last month, so that's 10 times in total since starting this project Pan. This shade already had such a nice dip on it once I decided to start working in on this palette. So this was the shadow, I think the last time we talked, that I said I could have pan on. Now the matte red shade down here, Red Giant, this one was surprising. I didn't expect to hit pan in this shadow. So with Red Giant, I also used it 5 times this month. I think I had used it 7 times the previous month, so that would be 13 uses in total since starting this. So yeah, really surprising. Now it is just like baby pan, but I do imagine that that's going to quickly grow because when I do use this shade, I do tend to use quite a lot of it because I really do like to kind of beef up the redness and really make it vibrant when I do wear it. I think too it was so easy to hit pan in both of these shadows because the brush that I use with them, it's the Rephr 14 brush, the really small one. And so that brush is so small and so concentrated, you're really able to just like really zero in and focus in on a particular area. And I do think that that helps with like trying to hit pan on it. So as far as I can tell, the only other noticeable change within this palette that we could talk about is the kind of neutral, kind of taupey shade here, Naaru. I only used it 3 times this past month. I think I only used it twice the month prior, so that's 5 uses in total. But the pan has greatly expanded within this shadow, in my opinion, like when I looked at my previous month's clip. And it has so few uses on it. So what I was noticing is this Naaru shade is really powdery, like much more powdery than any of the other matte shadows within this palette. So if you own this, take this out, give that shadow a spin, test it out with some of these other ones. Let me know, like, are you experiencing that too? I'm only bringing it up because I don't remember this shade being that powdery. It's like an ABH shadow, you know what I mean? Where you get a lot of kick up in your pan and you just barely tap your brush into it. Now I do try my best to use all of that kick up and not waste any product. But either way, so yeah, I think that's all that we can really, I guess I could also mention last month we talked about shadows that had goals, like I wanted them to be focused shadows. So it was Cylon, Rock Copper, Red Giant, and Firefly and Gravity, if I'm not mistaken. So I managed to use all my other focus shadows, obviously, because I do have 2 new pans in those other 2 shades. But for whatever reason, I don't think I used Firefly or Gravity at all within the past month. I just surprisingly wasn't really feeling a lot of green eyeshadow looks. And then when I did do green eyeshadow looks, it was with other palettes. So I don't know what Haley's problem is. But yeah, I'm not going to set any type of goals with this palette moving forward because, like I said, in my palettes on the chopping block video, which I will have linked down below, I really want to make that my main focus, try to scrutinize those palettes and really see if they have a place in my collection. So this palette is definitely taking a back seat. It's going to go on the back burner, but my hope is that by January I can come back full time to this palette and start using it consistently. If I'm able to do that and we're able to, you know, start picking this up in January, I'm going to challenge myself in the month of January to solely use this palette. Now my other hope is that in using these chopping block palettes, when I get a little bored of that, you know, like, I just want something that's like quick and easy or something that I'm comfortable with. Like I want like that safety net of knowing that my eyeshadow look is going to look amazing. This is the palette I'm going to strive to reach for. So while I'm not updating you monthly on this, I'm going to wait until that chopping block is done. Just know that I will still be reaching for this palette, but it will be very sporadic. I think that's everything that I have to talk to you guys about. I didn't take any pictures over this past month. I do apologize. However, to make up for that in today's eye look, I did try to use quite a few of these shades. Now, I did dip into 2 different shadows from my BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop Blueberry, no, not Blueberry Muffin. It's the Sweet Shop Bubblegum palette, their monochromatic blue palette. I did use 2 shadows out of there to kind of help this eye look. But as you can tell, probably, I did use Void in my outer V. I used 7 of 9, the like kind of matter blue shade, the lighter matte blue shade. And then I used one of the like mid-tone matte blues from the Bubblegum palette. I used Astro, and then I again used a shimmer from the Bubblegum palette. And then I used Nova as my inner corner highlight. So just feeling the blue look, really enjoying it. But yeah, I think that is it as far as an update goes. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I appreciate you sticking around till the end. I hope you're having a good day, a good night, or a good whatever, and I will catch you in the next one.